supportive position, your perfect expression for this afternoon. Maybe you have the arms out to the sides or somewhere on the body. Again, just check in, maybe try a few different options or positions to see what feels best for you. And eyes can be closed or open. Let's take 3 clearing breaths to drop in. So as you're ready, draw in air through the nose and an expressive exhale through the mouth. Breathing in and let it go. Just a little bit more effort behind the inhale here, flooding the lungs with air. And let it go. Taking in mindful inhales and complete exhales through the nose or the mouth, whatever is most accessible for you. Taking these first few moments of our practice together to get in tune with our breath, building a deeper relationship of the intricate connection of body and breath, as one does influence the other. One of my teachers says that the body and the breath are directly linked. So if our breath is shallow, our body won't receive very much prana or life force or energy. However, if the breath is deeper, we are inviting more space and energy into our vessel, our temple, our body. My teacher also says that the breath and the mind are intertwined. They influence each other as well. So if we can calm the breath, we can calm the mind. If we can bring a steady rhythm to the breath, we can bring a steady rhythm not only to our mind, but also to our body. We're going to explore cross-body movements today in our practice. Cross-body movements or midline crossing movements, or any movements where the limbs move to the other side of the body. We're also going to be exploring contralateral movements where opposite limbs are doing things in opposite directions. And these movements are excellent for building new neural pathways in the brain, for connecting and integrating both left and right side hemispheres of the brain. They're excellent for cultivating focus and concentration, and also helping us to be in the present moment. Not to mention all the other wonderful benefits that come from the postures, like building strength and finding lengthening and flexibility in the body. So let's take 3 to 5 more rounds of mindful breath here in a reclined position. Just tapping into all the places in your body that you feel moving or shifting as you breathe in and out. Drawing in one more big mindful inhale through the nose. Hold at the top. And then exhale through the nose or the mouth. Let it all go. Gently blink the eyes open if you have them closed, and then please bend the knees if they're not already. And you're going to heel toe the feet away from each other toward the edges of the mat, and then let the knees knock together to support one another. We'll reach the arms out to the sides, palms face up. And as you take a deep breath in, reach the arms up over your face, up toward the sky. And as you exhale, hands come back down toward the sides. We'll do that a few times, linking simple breath to movement. Inhaling, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, hands back out. Inhale the arms up toward the sky once more. And then exhale, lowering the hands down out by the sides. Keeping the arms there, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, cross the right arm over the left and give yourself a big hug. This is the first of our cross-body movements. Inhale here, maybe reach the elbows up a little further toward the sky. And exhale, hugging the belly down toward the spine, down toward the earth. Inhale, open up, reach the arms wide. As you exhale, left arm over right, give yourself another big hug. Wrapping the arms around you. Inhale, maybe lift the elbows up and off the chest toward the sky. And exhale, arms can relax. Still cross though. Inhale, open up. And exhale, right arm over left, give yourself a hug. Inhale, open up. And exhale, left arm over right. So not only are we promoting the unification of left and right side brain with these simple movements, and keep moving with your breath, inhaling to open and exhaling to cross one arm over the other. We're also showing ourselves some love by giving ourselves a hug, by showing ourselves some warmth, attention, and awareness. So it doesn't have just mental and physical benefits, it also has emotional benefits. Inhale out to the sides. Make sure that we finish with the left arm over the right to promote balance. And then inhale, reaching the arms out to the sides as you're ready. Good. As you exhale, lower the arms down alongside the body. Heel toe the feet toward one another. Scooch the heels in toward the seat as best you can. As you inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands come down alongside the body. We'll do that again, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, keep them there on the exhale. And inhale again here. As you exhale, extend the legs long onto the mat. Take a full body stretch. Maybe reach the fingertips up toward the sky, reaching through the toes, hugging the belly down toward the spine. Good. And then on your next inhale, you're going to reach the fingertips up toward the sky, just over your face. And then you're going to bend the knees and pick them up one at a time and bring about a 90-degree bend into your legs here. Okay, so the bottom legs are more or less parallel with the earth. This is the first of our contralateral movements. As you inhale, reach the left arm up and back, and then exhale, bring it back in. Inhale to extend the leg long, and exhale to bring it back in. Inhale, left arm, right leg reaches long. Exhale to bring it back in. Just the arm, inhale the left arm overhead. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale. inhale to extend the right leg and exhale to bring it back. Both limbs, left arm, right leg, reach long on the inhale and exhale, bring it back. Lower the feet, lower the arms down by your sides, taking a little break here. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, press the low back into the earth like you're trying to scoop your tailbone up toward the sky. So we're taking that curve out of the lumbar spine or the low back. As you draw in your next inhale, let the spine readjust to the curvature that it likes. And then we'll come back into that position, which is known as dead bug. I don't think I've mentioned that. So dead bug, fingertips are reaching up toward the sky right over your head. Legs again are in a 90-degree bend. So moving just the right arm, inhale to reach it long, bicep reaches alongside your ear. Exhale to bring it back. Moving just the left leg, inhale for it to come long. Exhale to bring it back. Both arm and leg, right arm, and exhale to bring it back. Just the right arm. Exhaling to center. Just the left leg. And exhaling to center. Both limbs. And then lower everything back down onto the ground. Take a deep breath in. Feel your heart space expand and lift toward the sky. And as you exhale, press your low back into the earth, engaging those low abdominal muscles to help take that curve out of the low back. As you inhale, let the curvature return to your spine as it likes. Okay. You may experience a little space between your back and the earth, okay, just depending on your anatomy. And then we're going to lift the limbs one more time toward the sky into the dead bug position. And then we're going to move the opposite limbs simultaneously on each side. So this is our last little challenge. So on your inhale, extend right leg and left arm. Exhale to bring them back in. Other side, right arm and left leg. Exhale to bring it back in. Twice more each side. Inhaling to get long. Exhaling to bring it in. Good. And then lower all the limbs back down onto the earth. Heel toe your feet apart, arms out to the sides, and start to windshield wipe the legs from side to side. We're just dispersing any energy that may be stuck in the low back or the low spine, the back of the pelvis, part of our spine called the sacrum. All right. And then from here, bring the knees in toward the chest. Give yourself a great loving squeeze. You can bring hands behind knees or on top of shins. Rock a little bit from side to side. Tune in with whatever sensation you're receiving in the low back. Okay, and then hands behind the knees if they're not already, and start to rock and roll along the length of your spine. And we're finding enough momentum to come up to our seat and then up and around into a tabletop shape. All right, so we're going to keep the knees underneath the hips. If you have any tension that exists in the wrist, you can always walk the hands a little bit forward of the shoulders. Otherwise, the general cue for alignment is to have the shoulder right over the wrist. Spread the fingers well so you can disperse the weight throughout all of the hands. And then inhale to arch the spine for your cow pose. Exhale to round for your cat pose. And we're going to move just like that for a few rounds of breath. On your next inhale, come into a neutral spine. We're going to mix up the breath just to have a little bit more conscious awareness and engagement. So we're going to reverse that. So as you exhale, arch the spine for your cow. As you inhale, press the earth away and puff up the back of the heart space for your cat. Exhale to arch. Inhale to round. And we'll do that a few more times. This might feel better in your body. Just notice the largest part of our lungs is on the back side of the body. So it might actually feel better to inhale on the cat than the other way around, which we're often used to doing, which is fine, which is okay, but it's nice to mix it up to build those new neural pathways. All right, go ahead and release that. We're going to keep the left hand planted firmly onto the ground and then inhale, reach the right arm up toward the sky. Find some wrist rolls in both directions. All right, and then from here, reach up to your highest capacity through those right fingertips, and then we're going to thread the needle. Right arm comes in between the space of the left arm and left leg. We're just going to hover here, and then inhale, reach back up through those right fingertips. See if you can open up the heart a little bit more toward the sky, and then exhale, thread, and just hover. One more time like this, inhale. And exhale, thread and hover. Inhaling, reaching those fingertips high. Exhale, thread. This time, go ahead and land the right shoulder onto the earth, the right side of the head onto the earth. And propping yourself up onto your left fingertips. And using those left fingertips to press into the ground to roll the heart up toward the sky any amount. Even if you don't physically feel your body revolving and shifting, energetically, we can bring the thought behind it, which helps to result in real change. And with time, we will get there by continuing to engage in the practice. So hips are high here. Ideally, in a perfect world, we would like the hips over the knees. Let's take 2 to 3 more rounds of breath here in our thread the needle, also known as twisting child's pose. Another cross body movement. And then plant your left hand fully onto the ground right in front of your face. Press into that hand to slowly unwind. Be gentle to your spine as you reach the right fingertips up toward. And then exhale, sit the hips over the heels. Bring the knees nice and wide and then come down into a classic child's pose, third eye down onto the earth. And maybe rock your third eye a little bit from side to side. It might feel better for you to stay completely still. That's all right as well. Taking 2 to 3 more breaths here in our child's pose. And then start to slide your hands underneath your shoulders to press yourself back up. Align the knees back underneath the hips. We'll come into our tabletop And then reaching as high up as you can. As you exhale, thread the needle in between the space of the right limbs. Just hover that shoulder, press into the right hand to come up and out. Deep inhale to reach the fingertips up. Exhale to thread and hover. We'll do that one more time. We'll bring ourselves up one more time on the inhale. And exhale this next time through, planting that left shoulder down. Do the best that you can to stack your hips over your knees. Propping up onto your right fingertips and energetically pressing into those fingertips to roll the heart up toward the sky any amount. You'll even feel that you start to shift more onto the backside of the head as you do this, okay, which is great too. And then you can just relax the back of the left hand onto the earth. Taking deep breaths in and out as we hold the posture. Another cross body movement with the limb moving across the body or the midline of the body. All right. And then fully plant that right hand onto the ground to press yourself back on up. Be tender and gentle as you reach those left fingertips back up. And then exhale, lower that hand down. Bring the knees wide once again, toes together to touch. Reach the arms out in front of you for another child's pose. Third eye comes down onto the ground. And then we'll pull ourselves back on up into a tabletop once again. And we're going to move through a balancing cat pose. So you're going to start by extending your right leg out long behind you. Big or a ball of the foot onto the earth here to start. Make sure the fingers on both hands are spread really well. And on the inhale, you're going to lift the right toes up and off the earth. Lift that leg up behind you as high as you can. And then exhale, bring it in toward the heart space and find a little crunch. Inhale to get long. Exhale to crunch it in. Inhaling once more, get long. And then exhale to crunch it in. We'll inhale the leg long. Exhale, cross that foot over the left leg. Look over your left shoulder and start to rock forward and backward here on the ball of the right foot. So another cross-body movement here through the lower limbs. Finding a bit of lengthening in the calf, the back of the ankle and the Achilles, perhaps. And then lean back into that heel so you can find that lengthening in the calf, the lower leg. And then become aware of your left leg, your lower left leg. You're going to scooch that slightly over to the right to make space for the left knee to come down, okay? So my right knee is on the outer edge of the lower left leg. And then we're going to start to walk the hands in toward the body and out until you feel a deep stretch in your glutes, maybe even the IT band, and maybe even in the low back. So I have my left knee stacked over my right. Flip around so you can see me. Okay. And we're just folding forward here any amount to get into those deep hip flexors, the hamstrings, and the low back, the lumbar, the hips. Take one more big breath in here. And as you exhale, start to crawl your way back forward, both knees onto the ground, hands underneath the shoulders. Pick up that right leg, cross it all the way over to the right side. Right foot will come down onto the ground beside your mat. And we're going to rock forward and backward. And then coming back on up, or that right leg in. And we'll do one cat-cow just to help us reset here. Breathing in to arch the spine and breathing out to round the spine. And then we'll take that on the other side. So stretch your left leg long. And then on the inhale, hover the toes up and off the earth. Reach up through those toes as high as you can. As you exhale, bring the knee in toward the heart space for a little crunch. Inhale to get long. Exhale to round. One more time like that. And exhale. Inhale to get long. And then exhale, swing that leg all the way over towards your right. Maybe look past your right shoulder and start to rock forward and backward to find that length on the lower left leg. And then we'll press back into that heel to be with whatever sensation we may be receiving in this shape. Taking a big breath in and out. Becoming aware of your lower right leg. Scooch it over to the left just a little bit to make Sorry about that, guys. Internet hiccup. All right. So hopefully you're still in this cow face shape. Over the left. And then very slowly on the exhale, we're going to walk ourselves forward to come out, uncross the legs, and one cat-cow. Maybe exhale on the cow this time. And inhale on the cat. All right. And then from here, we're going to walk our hands forward about a handprint, tuck the toes, shift the hips over the heels, and lift up and back into a downward facing dog. And we're going to pedal out the feet here one by one. Shift the tail a little bit from side to side. I'm just going to take my socks off real quick. All right, getting acquainted in your down dog. On your next inhale, bend your knees generously, look in between your hands, and you're going to step your right foot forward and lower the left knee down onto the ground. Come on up as you're ready. You can use your front leg, your right leg, to help you to come on up. I lost my spotlight, so I'm just going to spotlight myself again. There it is. All right, so we're going to test our balance here a little bit, build a little bit of strength with a bit of twisting here in our lunge. So begin with your hands on your hips. Take a big breath in, squeeze the elbows together behind you to lift the heart. And as you exhale, sink forward into your lunge any amount. As you inhale, come out, pressing firmly into that front foot to help you to come out of that lunge. And then exhale, pressing back in. Inhale to come out. And exhaling to sink in. Stay here in your low lunge. On the next inhale, reach the arms out to the sides. As you exhale, right arm over left, give yourself a big hug. Inhale to lift the elbows up and off the chest. Maybe the gaze shifts upward. And as you exhale, start to fold forward any amount in your low lunge. And you'll stop right about where the arms or the chest hits that front thigh. Okay. Press firmly into that front foot to help keep you balanced here. Back toes could be tucked or untucked, your choice. Taking big round of breath here. And then inhale, pressing on up into that front leg to come out of your lunge. Inhale to reach the arms out nice and wide. And exhale, hands come down by the sides. Inhale to reach the arms upward. As you exhale, become aware of your left hand, swing it down and around so you can open up for a twist out to the left. Big breath in, reach and lift up through the heart space. Exhale, sink into your lunge here. On your next inhale, you're going to take that right hand and back stroke it around nice and slow so you can twist open out to the right. This is going to feel a little stickier on this side. It's our closed side. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower the left hand down, right arm up toward the sky for a revolved lunge. Option here to tuck your back toes and maybe lift the left knee off the earth. It's an option only. You can always keep that knee grounded. And we're stacking the arms like 12 and 6 on a clock, doing the best you can to lift that heart upward. Take a big breath in. Exhale, right hand comes down onto the ground. Tuck your back toes if they're not already and shift the right leg back. And then press back up to your downward facing dog. You can fidget and move a little bit from side to side until you feel stable and steady in your down dog. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. On your next inhale, lift your heels high to the sky, bend your knees generously, look in between your hands, and we're going to step that left foot forward now, right knee down onto the ground. We're doing all the same things on this side, so you know where we're going more or less. Okay, hands on hips here to start. And find your stable position. Maybe that means scooching the foot out closer to the edge of the mat or maybe closer in toward the center. Okay. Taking a big breath in, send those elbows behind you as if there's a rubber band or a string attaching those elbows to lift the heart. Exhale, sink into your lunge. Inhale to come out, pressing firmly into your left foot. Exhale to sink back in. Inhale to come up. Exhale to sink in and stay here. Good. On the next breath in, reach the arms out to the sides. Left arm over right, give yourself a big hug. Wiggle the fingers together on the back as best you can. Inhale to lift the elbows up and off the chest. And exhale to start to hinge forward. You'll stop right about where the arms meet the thigh. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more round. Inhale to come up, pressing firmly into that left foot. Reach the arms out wide to the sides. And exhale, hands come on down. On your next inhale, reach the arms up. You can most definitely back out of your lunge a little bit here if you need to. As you exhale, take that right hand, swing it down and around to the side to open up to a twist. Should feel pretty open on this side. We're kind of facing away from the direction of the front leg. And you can always exhale and sink back into your lunge if that's what feels good for you. On your next inhale, take that left hand, the hand that's in front, cartwheel it back and around. The other arm will kind of just follow suit and come forward. And we're twisting open to the closed side. Big breath in, reach through both directions. As you exhale, right hand comes down, left hand comes up, stacking the arms like 12 and 6 on the clock. Option to tuck those back toes and hover that left knee off the earth, or that would be your right knee off the earth. And of course, you can keep it grounded if you prefer to do that. Take one more big breath in, pressing firmly into your right hand to come out of your shoulder. And as you exhale, lower that left hand down, tuck the back toes, bring that left foot back, and then lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog once again. Take a big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then from here, you're going to bend your knees generously and little by little start to walk the hands in toward your feet, in toward the feet. And then we'll come into a forward fold here. And I still have my knees pretty generously bent. My upper body is completely supported by my thighs. And you can just let the arms kind of hang out, maybe draping across the ground. Maybe you take opposite elbows. Maybe you stay completely still or you rock side to side. So a couple of options, a few options for you there. And if you're swaying side to side, slowly sway through center, come into a bit of stillness. And then we're going to take several breaths to come to standing. So the inhale will lift you up slowly and surely. And when you need to exhale, just pause wherever you are and let the breath move out of you. And then as you're ready to inhale, continue your journey upward. You can let go of the arms if you have hold of them. And exhale. It always takes me about 3 or 4 breaths to come all the way up. And you can pretend that you're stacking coins. This is your vertebrae as you come all the way on up. Okay, and then we'll make it to standing and wait for the others to get there. And then we'll inhale, lift the shoulders up toward the ears. Exhale, roll them down and back. So we're going to try a little balance challenge with the crossbody movements. I'm going to lift my screen here a little bit. So we're going to move into an eagle pose. So we've been preparing for our eagle pose, and there's lots of different variations for eagle. Okay, so we're going to start with our hands and our hips. And one of the first things that we want to establish is what's called a drishti, or a focal point, something that's in your space that's still, because the stillness of that object will help you to manifest stillness in yourself, because we are a direct reflection of our environment. If we have the eyes darting around, that means we're more likely to lose our balance, okay, unless you're super stable. So just pick a little spot that you can set your gaze on, and just know that that's where you're going to set your gaze once we come into the balancing posture. And we'll start with our right side, and I'm going to mirror you here. So lean the body weight into your right limb, and you want to keep a tiny little micro bend into your standing limb. Lean back into the heel of the foot, spread your toes well, and grip the earth with your toes to create as broad of a foundation as you can. Okay, find your focal point. Definitely want the gaze to be there. I mean, look at me when you need to look at me, but just follow my cues if you can. And then we're going to come up to the left toes. Okay. And then maybe all you do is take those left toes and cross it over onto the outside of the right foot. So I just have one leg in front of the other. Some of us stand this way, and this might be quite accessible. Okay. Another option is to bend that standing leg a little bit more and maybe hover the toes off, and maybe you try to hook the toes behind the other leg. Some of us have more accessibility, can wrap that foot all the way around. Okay. Wherever you are, really hug those thighs together to find that fusion of the limbs. Keep the eye on the focal point. And you can keep your arms where you are, but I'll offer the variations. Maybe you reach the arms out to the sides. Because we have left leg over right, we're going to bring right arm over left. Okay, and first variation is to hug yourself. We've done this a few times in practice. Maybe you bring the backs of the arms together to meet, or you take the full bind with the palms meeting for the full eagle. Okay, see if you can make contact with that drishti point, or maybe you've decided to pick a new drishti, but regardless, keep your eye fixed on one thing. Take one more big breath in, maybe lift the elbows up and off the chest. And then exhale, start to unravel the arms first, then unravel the legs. Bring that leg down onto the ground and bounce it out, shake it out, move the hips around, letting the energy disperse. Okay, so lots of cross-body movement happening here in our eagle pose. Okay, and then we'll try the other side. So hands on hips here to start. Bringing the weight into that left limb. Pick up the toes, spread them well, create that broad base as best you can. And then picking up the right toes, maybe you just cross it over the left leg and you can stay here and that's great. Okay, maybe you find more of a bend in that standing leg and wrap that limb around, okay, or hover the leg. And you can even just be here with the leg out to the side. Okay, and then find your focal point, your drishti, and then try one of those arm variations. We have right leg over left, so this time we want left arm over right. Maybe hugging yourself, crossing the backs of the arms, or the full bind. And this side doesn't have to look like the other side, so you can decide where you want to be. In any case, squeeze all of your limbs together. Inhale to maybe lift the elbows up and off the chest. Take a big breath in. Exhale, unravel the arms out to the sides. Unravel the legs, set them both down securely on the ground. Lowering the arms, and then shimmy and shake it out a little bit. Okay, we're going to come into a wide leg stance here to help us disperse the energy. So facing the long edge of your mat. And we'll bring the hands down onto the thighs, coming into a little squat. We're going to find some little shoulder dips here. Just moving from side to side. It's like a little baby crossbody movement by shifting the shoulder over to one side and then the other. Okay. And then coming back through center, make sure all of your toes are facing forward, and exhale, find a forward fold. Maybe the fingertips come down onto the earth. Maybe they don't. You can definitely bring a bend into your legs. Shake out the head. And then we're going to come back on up, hands onto the thighs or the knees here. Shift the toes back out to the sides. And we're going to draw half moons. So I'm going to do my best to mirror you here. You're going to take your right hand, swing it over to the left, straight in your right leg, and reach it up and around. And then that hand will come back down onto the thigh. Okay. And then we'll do that on the other side. So straightening through the left leg, right arm comes up and over to the right, up and around, and bring it back down. And that's going to be our basic movement. So taking that arm across the body, up and around, and back into its landing position. Just let your body flow without thinking about it too much, and then it'll come to you. Inhaling across and up, exhaling to squat back down. We'll go one more time each side. Good. And then from this wide leg position, we're going to do a few cat-cow-like movements. So as you inhale, arch the spine, stick out the chest, stick out the tail behind you. As you exhale, press into the legs. Legs will straighten, tuck the chin, round out the back of the heart. Inhale to come down, arch the spine. Exhale to round, tuck the chin. One more time. And exhale. Good. And then coming back on down, heel toe the feet together, coming onto our seat. Can cross the legs out in front of you. Okay. And then inhale, reach the arms out to the sides, get nice and big here. And then exhale, right arm over left, give yourself a big hug. Inhale to lift the elbows high. Exhale to round forward, tuck the chin, bringing the third eye down toward the ground any amount. As you take your next inhale, press through your seat, through the outer edges to come up. Reach the arms out to the sides. Left arm over right. Give yourself another hug. Take a breath in to lift the elbows high. And then exhale, fold forward. All right, I apologize about that, guy. That's the second time. Okay. So if you have your right leg crossed out in front, you're going to bring your fingertips over to your left side. Okay, the opposite. You're going to have your fingertips to the opposite side of whatever leg is in front. Okay. And then you're going to press into those fingertips, lift the hips, circle around toward the back, and then circle back to the front. And what should have happened is the opposite leg is in front. So hopefully that happened for you. It's a little twist and twirl is what I like to call it. Gets the neural pathways definitely repaved in the brain. Inhale, reach the arms out to the sides. Left arm over right, give yourself a big hug. Inhale to lift the elbows high. Exhale to round forward. Inhale to open back up. Giving ourselves a hug one more time, right arm over left. Inhale to lift the elbows high. And exhale to round. Inhaling to come on up. Uncross the arms, uncross the legs, and we're going to shift around onto our back. So we made it back down onto the earth, and we're going to do one more cross body movement practice today. So everyone's going to shift to the left side, directly onto that left shoulder. If you have something to use as a pillow for your head, great. Otherwise, do the best you can to relax the head. And we're going to bring the right palm over the left. I have a little bit of a bend in my knees here, and the legs can be as straight or as bent as you would like, but they're stacked on top of each other. On your inhale, you're going to reach the right arm up toward the sky. And as you exhale, open up toward the right any amount. Inhale to reach the arm up. When you're done with that inhale, you should be right with the fingertips to the sky, and then exhale to close it up. So it's like opening and closing a book. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale to open to that twist. And let the nose follow the fingertips or the hand. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, close it up. One more time like this. And then we're going to take 3 fluid breaths. So on one inhale, come all the way to open. So this will be a slower inhale. And take your exhale to close it all the way up. 2 more times like that. Fluid inhale to open your book. Fluid exhale, close it. One more time. And then we're going to inhale and hold this twist. Inhaling to open up, let the gaze fall over to the right. Feel free to adjust your legs in any way that would feel most supportive to you. Maybe bringing the left hand somewhere onto the right thigh, or maybe even between the knees. Now we're going to focus our emphasis on the exhale to start to tap into our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest. Take one more mindful breath here. And then reach your left arm out to the side if it's not already. Lift the right leg up first. Let that hit the ground. And then pick up the left leg and then recenter your hips onto the mat. And then we're going to move over to the right side. I'm just going to shift myself around so I can stay facing you all. Okay, so we're coming onto the right side. Do your best to let the head relax onto the ground. Left palm is stacked over the right. Left leg is stacked over the right. And then we'll inhale, fingertips up toward the sky. Exhale, open up to that twist. Nose follows the thumb. Inhale, up toward the sky. Exhale, closing it back up. 2 more times, just like that. And then take one big, long, luxurious inhale to open up that book all the way. Nose moves all the way over to the left with the hand. And then one big exhale to close it all the way up. And then you'll do that 2 more times. And then we'll inhale once more to open up that book all the way. Let the nose fall to the left. And we'll hold this twist for a few breaths. Both arms out to the sides here. Take a deep breath in and out. On your inhale, lift that left leg up first. Foot comes down onto the ground, and then lift the right leg up. Recenter your hips onto your mat. Take a big breath in, reach the arms overhead as you point through the toes for a full body stretch. And then exhale, lower the arms down alongside your body to set up for your Shavasana. Spread the heels, the feet wide, take up space. Maybe press into the backs of your arms to bury those shoulders beneath you to help lift the heart a little bit. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale through the mouth, unhinging your jaw. Resting easy as possible here with little to no effort to rest and restore and integrate your practice. Please begin to draw in a deeper breath and releasing it as you're ready. Start to find some gentle movement in your body to slowly and surely reawaken from your yogic slumber. Maybe shifting your head side to side, wiggling your fingers and your toes, rolling out wrists, maybe pointing and flexing the feet. Maybe one more full body stretch. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, roll to one side. And then pressing into your top hand, come on up into a seat. Bringing our hands together at heart center. Reflect on your journey here today. My name is Deanna. It's my honor and pleasure, as always, to lead you through practice. And hopefully what you receive from these cross-body movements is a sense of clarity and greater concentration and focus as you move throughout your day. And if you don't notice anything at all, that's totally fine. The point is that you've shown up to do the practice. Take a deep breath in, lift your heart, and exhale a little bow forward. Namaste.